All right, thanks for joining me tonight, everyone. A nice deep stretch yoga class. If you have a block or a Pilates ball that you prefer to use in your practice, your Shavasana, grab it. And you can also have a towel or a strap, or I'm using a long band as a strap tonight just to help me with a few leg stretches as well. So if you need any equipment, have it off to the side, and when you're ready, gently bringing yourself down onto your back, grab onto those thighs, gently release the body down. As we'll be starting in a Shavasana position, relaxing the head, shoulder blades, glutes, calves, feet on the mat. Option to have the legs nice and extended if you prefer it. Feet can go wide with the toes splaying outwards. You can always take it into a bent knee position, grounding down that lower back on mat, feet about hip width apart, knees to lightly touch in center. Or moving into your butterfly, bringing those soles of feet in, knees to fall wide, letting gravity gently release those knees down, opening up through the hips. Arms long, maybe wide, cactus or even lifted above head. Use your space. Tilt that head back slightly. Maintain a nice open throat, heart chakra. Give yourself a cleansing breath. Nice deep inhale through the nose, open the mouth, and sigh that breath out. You have the option to enter your Ujjayi Pranayama, ocean sounding breath. Trying to let that breath guide you throughout your entire practice. As we keep the mouth closed, allowing a slow 4-second inhale through the nose. Holding pause at the top, breath at the back of the throat. Exhaling, slow 4-second release out your nose. And hold that pause at the base. Slowly allowing those breaths to deepen. Throughout your practice, if there's ever a stretch, a pose that doesn't work well with your body, you can always find a different option or take a resting pose that works for you instead. Take a light wiggle of the fingers and the toes, letting some light movement come back into the body. Let those legs extend nice and long down your mat. Legs are long, bring those feet together, point your toes, engage through those legs. Take a nice inhale, reach your arms over the head if they aren't there, arch your back off the mat, nice extension. And exhale, let that tension go, muscle relax. Once more, engage and inhale, reach. And exhale, let it go. Nice light side body stretch. Walk your feet towards the left side of your mat. Feet towards the left side of the mat. Start to take those arms towards the left side of the mat as well, getting a nice twist to the side body. This is enough. Stay here if you want to increase it. Option, cross your right leg over the left. Hands, you can be holding on to the opposite wrist above the head, or again, if you want to go further, take hand to grab on towards the opposite elbow above the head, so you're getting a bit of a deeper pull to the full side body, the shoulders. Breathing. If you do have that right leg crossed over top, let it release and slowly let the body adjust to center and neutral position. As we'll slowly take that walk, feet towards the right side of your mat, bending in that spine, letting the upper body, go to the right side of mat. Option, cross that left leg over the right. And for the arms, hand on that opposite shoulder, pulling and deepening. And a slow, gentle release in center. Let those arms go back long. Shake the body lightly if you need. Floating both our knees into chest one at a time. Inhale, float those knees in. Wrap those arms around the shins. Hug the knees into the belly and start to take a light rock out here. Side to side, getting some movement to that back of the body. As you bring yourself to stop and center, pulling those knees wide, right towards those shoulders. Feel free to stay here, flex those feet, move it into your happy baby by grabbing onto the ankles, soles of the feet, knees wide, feet lifted, and breathing as you let those knees tuck in nice and wide. Letting the feet release, hugging those knees into chest as you inhale. Allowing our left solar foot to go to the mat, easy bent knee position, floating your right leg straight up to sky. Option is to use your hands, grabbing or interlacing behind the right leg, avoiding right behind the knee. And if you have that band, strap, towel that you prefer to use behind the foot, feel free to take that now. Hands to grab on. Keeping that leg as straight as you can, and only bringing that leg in towards you to deepen the stretch if you're ready to take it. Maybe even getting that foot to try and flex a little deeper, especially if you do have that band or strap, getting a nice stretch to the Achilles heel and calf as well. Keeping that face soft and relaxed throughout your practice, holding no tension. Right hand is on that right leg or onto that strap or band as we start to guide the leg wide to the right. Go slow, stopping where needed. Option, use that right elbow wide on the mat and let that leg extend wide, opening up to that right hip and inner thigh. Control your leg lifting up to sky and center. If you have a prop, let's gently release it to the side. Start to slowly bend your right leg at the knee, moving outside of right ankle onto your left thigh. Right palm pushes away that right knee wide, level one, figure four. Feel free to stay here to take it further. Inhale, float left knee up to 90. Reach your arms through the legs. You can take an interlace or a grab behind your left thigh on the left shin, or option, left leg lifted to sky. Figure four, head rested on the mat. taking your last few deep breaths. Slow, gentle release of those legs to hug knees in the chest, giving it a light rock out side to side, or if you prefer to windshield, wait for those knees, feet on mat, and then light drop of those knees side to side. We're letting that right solar foot come to mat, bent knee position, extending our left leg straight up to sky. Taking hands to grab on behind that leg, and if you want that prop, you can grab it. Bringing that strap in behind the foot, towel. Keeping that leg lifted as straight as it can. Use a bent knee if you need an option to guide that leg in to deepen the stretch when you're ready. And holding. Remembering you always have lots of time to take your stretches, so no rush. The left hand is placed on that left leg or prop in order to slowly allow the leg to go wide left. Take your time, option that left elbow on the mat to use it as a bit of assistance, and leg nice and wide. Take your time to lift that leg, slow, up to center. Release that prop. Use your hands to slowly bend that left leg and knee, outer ankle on that right thigh. Pushing away that left knee, small opening of the hip. Option is stay or to take a full figure four. Inhale, float right knee up to 90. Reach arms through legs. Take that grab on or interlace with that head preferably rested on the mat. And give those legs a release. Again, feel free to rock it out or windshield wiper side to side. Bringing both those soles of feet on the mat, hip width apart, arms long down by sides, eyes closed, or keep that gaze straight lifted to the sky as we press up to bridge pose. Inhale, give those hips a nice lift. Feel free to stay right here. If you do want to go further, let's try to interlace all 10 fingertips. From there, rolling up onto those shoulders, try to allow your hips to push higher and open that throat. So keeping that nice space, chin to chest, breathing. Last deep breath. Let those fingertips release. Let your back very slowly fall to the mat. From soles of feet being on mat, all you need to do is cross that right knee on top of left knee. From here, lift the knees to 90 with the feet angled outwards. Level ones for your whale's tail, feel free to grab on to the knees, trying your best to keep that cross nice and tight. Otherwise, we can reach the hands to grab on to the shins or the tops of the feet, pulling them wide, and then releasing the head to the mat. So again, you can use your assistance strap or just hold to the knees and trying to get that knee alignment as best as you can. Feet angled wide, showing you a nice whale's tail position. Breathing into those hips. Good, take your time, uncross. Again, take your release, whatever you prefer. Get the body moving gently. And center that right sole of foot goes to the mat. And now that left knee is crossed on top. Floating knees up to 90, trying to angle the feet outwards. Hands lift onto the knees, onto the shins, or onto those tops of the feet. And resting that head, finding your whale's tail pose. Take your time, uncross those legs, gently shake your body out here, releasing. And bring your body back to center, fold back on mat, floating those legs up to the sky. Nice and straight if they can, arms long down by your sides, gaze lifted. Level one option of your inversion will be to stay here. You can always use hands or again your prop as an assistance to hold those legs up. Feel free to stay here or we'll give option for a shoulder stand, which will move into a whale's tail. Give yourself some room if needed behind you if you plan to come into your plow pose. Gaze up when you're ready. Tuck the bum, lower back off the mat. Use those hands, the palms on the tailbone, lower back. Having that gaze lifted, keep it nice and strong. You can always stay right here, shoulder stand, or we can float into plow, bringing those toes towards the back wall. Only releasing our hands from lower back if the feet are fully on the mat. You can release the arms long, down by the sides. Again, gaze is up, give yourself 2 deep breaths. Good, if the hands left the lower back, let's place them on lightly. Bringing those legs back up to shoulder stand. One last deep breath. And we're floating the back to the mat when you're ready. Exhale, do it slow. Floating that back down. Once your full back is on the mat, bring the feet down and windshield wiper it out, side to side. Float those knees up to 90, a nice bend. Open your arms into cactus, elbows wide with the shoulders to open those palms. And when you're ready, slowly float those knees down to the left. Option, float that gaze right. Feel free to stay here, just both those knees bent to 90. If you want to extend deeper, straighten those legs out. And level 2, 3, take that left hand, reach it on to those legs, wherever they can go, getting a bit of a grip and a deeper pull in your twist. If we did let the legs straighten, allow them to bend. And we'll slowly inhale, let the knees float up to center. Again, releasing it out if needed, side to side. With those knees at 90. When you're ready, taking our floated knees down to the right. Letting that gaze float left if you have no neck limitation. Keeping knees bent or taking those legs straight. With the option to place that right hand on those legs, wherever it reaches. Bringing that left arm, inhale to float over, rolling onto right side body in fetal position. Take your time. You can move those knees bent. You have options of right arm long underhead as a pillow or left palm underhead as well. Giving yourself 2 more full deep breaths. Using that left palm, if needed, give yourself a slow lift to seated. Grab a sip of water if you need. Bring that block close by. We're on the mat. Let your legs extend nice and long in front of you. Ground down those sit bones, so pull that flesh away. Flex those feet, sit your body nice and tall. Try and flatten that back. Lift through the chin, pull those shoulders back. Take a nice inhale, float your arms forward and up to the sky. Option, take a light mini back bend, open the chest and throat. And exhale, reach forward, full extension, and starting to fold. So again, feel free to use that strap or variation that you have anytime you want today. Hands can be on the mat, on the legs, behind those feet, using that prop if preferred. Using your breath to allow yourself to pull deeper. And maybe even just getting those legs extended a bit straighter or engaged. And our seated forward fold, giving yourself some more time here. Nice few deep breaths. Ragdoll lift, one vertebrae at a time. Allow yourself to slowly roll up, gentle with your head. At the top, the head gently lifts. Some light shoulder rolls. Inhale up, hug your shoulder blades in, and exhale down. Again, inhale, lift, hug in, and exhale, release. Bring your legs into a butterfly position, so that's soles 6 feet in, knees are wide. Option to stay here, sitting up nice and tall. Otherwise, stay here or reach those hands behind your back. Interlace all 10 fingertips. We're going to try and take a light rolling open of those shoulders. Yes, your palms can be on the mat. Open up the chest. Just give yourself a few deep breaths. Head gentle to raise up. If hands are behind back, bring them forward to stay or to hinge. So taking a walk forward if we're ready to go deeper. Forearms can be on the mat. Arms can lengthen straight. Head can fold, and you can always add in that block as well if you have it as a prop for the hands, the head, or the body. You can always stay right here in your butterfly, folding forward, or we'll open through the shoulder. Bring that right forearm down on the mat, or maybe on that block, down in line with that right shoulder. Left arm, inhale, simple float, lift to the sky and hold. Rotating open the shoulder and the side body. Take it slow on the exhale, lower, release. Placing it down, lining it up with that left shoulder and option right arm. Inhale, stretch, lift. And as you're lowering, exhale. Give yourself your last deep breath. And walk those hands in and take a gentle lift. Roll up with that body, head nice and gentle. You're in a nice seated position. Feel free to stay in your butterfly. If you want to come to line up those heels instead, easy cross-legged, half lotus, bringing that outer ankle, outer side of foot on towards that hip, or full lotus, both those feet. So whatever is comfortable for you here for those legs. Sit tall, flatten that back. Palms are just resting lightly on those knees. Push those shoulders down, and now allow your right ear to fall to your right shoulder. Always being able to stay right here if you're not ready to take it any further. If you'd like, right hand to top left side of head, adding a gentle pull, not forcing. An option, push that left palm away, arm extended wide and hold. Option, gaze goes slightly to the right. Release that palm onto knee, both palms down and head. A gentle inhale, lift center. And when you're ready, exhale, a gentle fall to the left again, pushing those shoulders down. Staying our left palm, top right side head, gentle pull. An option, right arm, push palm wide, holding it there. And your gaze can go to that left side. Slow to let it go. Hands down and the head Inhale, lift. Give it a light shake if you need. Basic lowering of that chin towards the chest. Give it a simple drop. And giving your head a simple lift. Go neutral, so gaze forward, or do a slight tilt back, depending if you're comfortable. And one last time, bringing it down, chin to chest. And slow lift. All the way up. Bringing your head back to neutral and center. Place that left palm on that right knee, right palm or fingertips behind your back. Give yourself a light twist, bringing that gaze over the back right shoulder. And do a slow exhale, slow body in. Moving right palm, left knee, left palm or fingertips behind back. Sit tall and do a gentle twist. And on the exhale, gentle flow center. Almost done here, opening up through. Chin is lifted. You might just be staying here. Reach that left arm wide. Bring it back behind that back, trying to grasp those fingertips or maybe just touch fingertips or grabbing that prop towel again, whatever you have, strap, and taking it to grab on to try and meet. Keeping that chin lifted. Big opening in the shoulders, the chest. Almost there, breathe. Gentle release of proper fingertips. Float that left arm forward and right arm up and down. And if you need a quick, just float arms out and in to give it a gentle release. Good. We'll be extending that left arm up next, taking that bend behind the back, maybe just staying right here, or right arm reach wide, taking it behind, grab that prop on your way if you need it. Find the best option for you. Lift that chin and breathe. Give it one more deep breath. Slow bottom right arm, let go. Right arm, left arm up and down. Oh, and again, if you need a quick release, just a light open and close. We're gonna let those legs go, so use your hands just to gently go. An option, let the knees fall, windshield wiper side to side, or give the legs a light draw going. Water on the move into tabletop position. So you can cross your legs and then place those palms forward, meeting me in tabletop. We're in tabletop position, extending that right foot back on the mat. You're on those back toes, going into a simple calf stretch. So all I'm doing is pushing my weight back into that back right heel. So a simple push, opening up. Now you can always stay right here, or we're gonna switch it to go those right toes towards the left side of the mat. An option to do a light sinking into your right hip. So I'm sinking into the right hip, my gaze goes towards that foot, and you're just gonna hold here for a few deep breaths. Good. Then let yourself gently float into center. And just bring that right knee back in line under hip. Readjust if you need. Toes tucked. And now we have that left leg extending back on the toes. And just start with that calf push back. So pressing back through that heel. Again, you can always choose just to stay right here, or let's walk those left toes to that right side of the mat now. Sinking into that left hip, and that gaze can go over towards that back foot. A little opening of that side body as well. Last few breaths. And let that body come into center. And let that knee come back in line. A basic arm stretch. Feel free to stay here if you need, or turn your palm around so the fingertips are in towards you, taking it onto that other side. An option to apply a bit of pressure, getting a nice stretch throughout that forearm, maybe the palm. You hold some tension. Good, we're not pushing it too far here, just a light stretch. And take one hand off the mat, give it a light roll. Palm back on mat, other hand lift, light roll of the wrist. And walk those palms forward on the mat. Shimmy back if you need. Keep your sit bones bum lifted, toes tucked. Drop your chest towards the mat. Arms extended, forehead is down. And give yourself a little bit of time here in your extended puppy dog pose. Full extension of the arms if we can. So keeping them nice and straight. Last deep breath. Untuck toes, push your body weight back into your first child's pose so that belly is down to those thighs. Prepare yourself to shift from this child's pose into an up dog variation where we will be allowing our thighs to be rested on the mat. So keeping those palms where they are, shift your body weight forward. Let your hips sink, palms are shoulder width apart. Again, thighs, knees light on the mat, open that chest. Good, push through the sit bones, push back, sit child's pose. And push that body weight forward, sink the hips, open up that chest in the throat. And giving it 2 more times, push back, hinge it, fold, compress. And take a nice shift. Up to you how low you want those hips to sink and that throat, chest to open. And give it your last time here. Hinge, take child's. And push it back forward. Sink those hips and open. From here, we will try and control belly to the mat. So bring yourself more to a neutral spine. You can tuck toes if you need. Bend your arms through a chaturanga position and let that belly release down. Belly is on the mat. I'm going into a nice light quad stretch here. Bring that right forearm parallel in front of you. Bend that left leg at the knee. Reach that left hand. Try to grab on to top of foot ankle. Stay here and let's try to lift single leg bow. So just a light lift of the chest and then trying to get that thigh off the mat. Maybe feeling a stretch through the left arm, through the left quad, maybe the hip. 2 more deep breaths. And slow exhale, float it down. Let that leg go, shake it out lightly. We want to switch the left forearm in front of the body now. Right leg, give it a nice bend. Reach that right hand back. Grab on top of the ankle area, and when you're ready, gentle push of that body up, which is the chest, the thigh, and holding in your single leg bow. And take your time to float. Body down, chest, forehead. Let that leg go. Shake it out lightly. Bring your legs nice and close together so they could be touching or close. We will be pushing up for Sphinx pose, so not a full push-up, just a lift of your chest and tuck those forearms forward, elbow in line with underneath the shoulders, palms down and arch and open that chest. So a slight different sensation from that up dog variation, maybe feeling it a bit more in the chest, the low back, sides of the body, open that throat. And just be careful when you do let yourself go down. Use those hands to help make it a smooth transition. Forehead on the mat. Place those palms under your shoulders. We will use our knees to do a gentle push up back to those knees. Back adjusting for tabletop, so walk those knees hip width apart, toes tucked, walk that left palm forward a few inches on the mat, reach your right arm up to sky, inhale, open, and exhale, weave it under that left arm and through in order to drop, release that right side of face on mat, right shoulder, getting a nice side twist, arm reach. Left palm, bring it in slightly to help push your body up, placing that right palm slightly forward on the mat. Left arm, inhale, nice full reach. And exhale, sweep it under and through. Left side of face down. Right palm forward a few inches on the mat. Getting into that side body. Noticing the difference. If each side has an even tension. And use that right palm in gentle push up. Reach arms, untuck toes, and sit yourself into another child's pose. Few deep breaths. As we hinge ourselves forward into tabletop position, we will be taking our frog pose. Now, depending on what ground you're on, if you do find that the ground is too much for your knees, feel free to use a towel as a cushion under each knee, or even 2 blocks. Otherwise, you will have options to turn around onto your back and just avoid the knees altogether if that's what you need. Walking those knees as wide as the mat or wider from tabletop, so just taking it wider if you typically do take your frog quite often. Turn your toes so they're facing outwards, meaning those feet are flexed. The shins are straight in line behind the knees, and those hips are staying in line with the knees as well, so no hinge forward or back with those hips. And let's bring our forearms on the mat one at a time when you're set up. You are in frog, so if this is comfortable for you, please feel free to stay here. If you do want to go deeper into it at any point in time, You can always rest head on block. You can reach arms through the legs, palms facing up, and you can rest one side of face on the mat at a time. I'll let you know when we're halfway there so we can always switch that gaze. If it feels like too much pressure on the knee joints, maybe you have a previous injury, whatever the issue is, do a very gentle release onto your belly, carefully walking those legs in. You'll do a soft roll over onto your back. A few options here. If you have the wall close by, feel free to take those feet on wall, lining up. Again, ankles in line under those knees are wide. You can always just be grabbing onto those legs to keep them there, or going into a butterfly position, soles of feet in, knees wide, and again, letting gravity just do the releasing for you on your back. So if you need, you can always switch. You are not stuck where you are. Anytime, feel free to move and try your best to get a nice stretch in your frog or frog variation. Try and close those eyes. Keep breathing through it. Now, if you do have one side of face, release on the mat. Halfway there, if you'd like to take your gaze and gently switch it, face the other way. Allowing yourself to go deeper in the stretch anytime it feels right. If you do have those arms through the legs, let's take our time in order to lift back up to those forearms. If you're on your back, you'll want to just do a safe release of the legs to shake them out. Windshield right brain as well if you need. If you're in frog, army, crawl those arms forward, inch your knees in very slow in order to get that belly down on that. And just slowly walk those legs in, giving them a little shake if you need it, side to side, one side of face on the mat. Arms long down by sides, open palms. Feel free to join us here if you are on your back. Big toes in. Let those heels fall outwards. Again, close your eyes. And I love my earth pose. Letting full breaths come to the back of the body. Floating that forehead to center mat. Palms under shoulders, gentle push up to those knees, and give yourself a little child's pose, push back. Now we will be moving into our first downward facing dog. So first push yourself into tabletop. You can tuck those toes under, and when you're ready to lift, push those sit bones up, press those heels down, and feel free to take a walk out in that down dog, moving through those legs, the feet on the spot. Good. Take a slow heel toe. Walk those feet halfway up the mat. So we're in a standing forward fold. That head is down. Let those legs get a nice deep stretch. Start to heel toe. Walk those feet so they're as wide as the mat now. Keeping those feet parallel, straight line. Let your body fold deeper. Left palm under center chest. Again, fingertips or hand on block. Inhale, reach right arm up to sky, shoulder open. Stay here, bend that right arm, taking that palm towards that left hip area or grabbing onto that left inner thigh, rolling that shoulder open, gaze up. Right arm reach to sky, inhale. And exhale, float that palm down, placing it center. Left arm, inhale, nice stretch up. Taking that hold there, we're taking that arm to bend, placing it towards that right hip and maybe grabbing on to that right inner thigh, rolling open that shoulder. Reach arm, inhale, and exhale, float down. Stay here, give your hips a light rock side to side. And we're shortening that stance just slightly in order to move the feet to a 45-degree angle of toes out, heels in. Slowly bend your knees, sink the bum down to come into our Malasana in your knee squat. Hold is to have those heels released to mat, so if they are lifted, take hands on the mat or on the block or block under that bum as well if you are needing it. Otherwise, if those heels are grounded, let's bring those hands, palms to heart center, roll shoulders back, pull those knees out wide, open the chest. Breathing as those hips open. Continue finding that breath. Move those fingertips to be on the mat in front of you. Slowly push the sit bones, bum up, pivot those feet back parallel. And an option is to rock those hips out one more time, side to side. As we place those palms down forward on the mat, shoulder width apart, feet step back into down dog one at a time. High on those toes, inhale. And simple exhale, push those heels nice and low to the mat. Again, inhale, lift. And exhale, press. And last time, inhale, lifting knees wide. Exhale, untuck toes and press into a nice wide leg child's pose. And when you're ready to roll your body up, meet me in seated, middle of mat, facing sideways so you're able to extend nice and wide. Using that mat, bringing those legs out. Flex feet, ground down the sit bones, get comfortable. Feel free to stay here sitting tall. Hands can be on the mat. Our option is start to hinge forward, so take a nice walk, reach, maybe moving to those forearms, maybe extending the arms forward, and you can always drop that head as well. Just trying to stay cautious of those feet, so not letting them invert too much, keeping those toes nice and lifted. Slowly transitioning simply by walking those arms towards your right leg and taking a nice fold of the body, so grabbing on wherever we prefer, the shin, the foot, head down. Stay here, side body reach, left arm reach back, and get a nice stretch towards those right toes, opening the left side body. Gaze up if you want it. And lift body, gentle to center. Both arms, full body is folding first down to that left leg. Again, you can always stay here or float that right arm reaching back wide, right, and floating it fingertips towards those left toes, opening up the side body. And a gentle float, lift to center. Take your time, grab on your thighs, bring those feet in, and again, move it into a light windshield wiper out. Release. And as we make our way onto our back, I'll be giving option of fish pose on the way down. So just slowly move to your forearms. Legs are extended. So those elbows are lying under the shoulders. This can be your fish pose right here, trying to have an open throat. So again, avoiding the close of the chin to the chest. So keep that throat open. Feel free to stay right here, or you can start to take that gaze up. Throat open more, of course, and level 2, 3s, I'm not going to take it there, but that top of head can be on the mat, forcing a big opening in the shoulders, the chest. Breathe, control, point those toes. 2 more breaths. Now just take a gentle for your head to lift. We're not going up all the way, just the head. And then we will release to the back. So just moving those arms one at a time in order to gently, slowly release. Again, if you need one more shake out of those legs or a rock out, taking it now. And when you're ready to find your last pose, Shavasana, corpse pose, let your body go. Getting comfortable. Notice any changes in the body, calmer mind, heart rate, Staying here to close your practice option. Floating hands, heart center. To stay or moving thumbs up to third eye, lifting in between those eyebrows, brow bone. Applying a light pressure, giving yourself a final cleansing breath. Nice deep inhale through the nose and opening mouth and exhale, sigh that breath out. Thanking yourself for taking the time to come practice on your mat today. And thank you all for joining me. Namaste. Take your time when you do release from your Shavasana. Staying on the mat as long as it's needed before lifting, and always lifting with some support as well, using hands as an assistance.